Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. So I've seen a lot of comments on my Herbert video, or I saw comments and I was just, it was interesting to see a lot of people. I wouldn't say irritated, but they just didn't agree with me, and that's fine. But a lot of people were like pushing back. I haven't seen this amount of pushback. Last time I remember was when I was calling people out on pumping and dumping, and I was using behavior as a reason why I came up with that assertion. And this time around, I actually had the pictures. Now, when I did these videos last night, I stated, hey, it looks like a fingerprint, right? But it was much worse than a fingerprint. According to what Kurt's Card Care or whatever his name is, he had in the comments section that it was like a stain or something like that. Right? A stain is different than a fingerprint. And, I took screenshots, I recorded it on Instagram, etc. Or I recorded it and put it on IG just in case he deletes it. And some people are like, how could you say that this is a practice that's been going on? Okay, it's a practice that's been going on, but ultimately, were chemicals used, right? I have pictures of before and after of what this guy has done. Now, it doesn't look like chemicals were used for that instance because it seemed like a corner was dinged up. It seemed to be all patched up together. So with a stain like that, it's in my opinion, chemicals were used. Some people were saying, how could you prove that, right? It's just an assumption, right? But just looking at previous videos, it sure looks like, in my opinion, that chemicals were used, right? And now some people are like, oh, well, everyone does it, so it's all good. Well, I called Beckett, and I wanted to see what they had to say regarding alterations and all that stuff. And it was a vague response, but a customer service rep, I want to record it, but I live in the state of Illinois, so I don't think I would be able to record it. So it just said that if there's any coloration, any changes to the surface, it's considered altered. And I asked, well, what if it's a stain? He says it's possible if he then goes on to the standard response, if it changes the surface. So you have to ask yourself, does that change the surface, right? Some people would say yes, some people would say no. Some people would be assuming that, hey, they just used a cloth. So it's presumed that if you use a cloth to get a fingerprint removed, a lot of people would be like, okay, that's fine. But if you're talking about actual stains, using chemicals to make a card substantially worth more, it's, in my opinion, that falls under the alteration category. I tagged Beckett in my Instagram post, haven't heard back from them, right? And just based on the conversation I had with the customer service rep, it appears to me that this would fall under the altered card part, or this would be altered. I think PSA, if this happened to a PSA card, they would make sure that this is not a certified card. Okay, say what you want about PSA, but they have acted much more aggressively than Beckett, in my opinion. And I think this is one of the problems with Beckett, and this is what Shayway Vlogs told me, and this is what LFC Gooner Miles told me as well. They have had issue, or they've heard that Beckett doesn't resolve issues as swiftly as PSA. That's just their opinion, right? But a lot of high-end speculators think like that. So I'm just putting this together and like, okay, look, this looks like potential alteration, and nothing happened. Some people say, why do you care? You're not involved in the trade. Well, what's going on with a lot of cards out there? If it's standard practice to get rid of stains, then what part of the population you have in cards that are altered, but they're not decertified? I mean, I've been given tips about what some of these trimmers do and some of these people that doctor cards. And they take from what I was tipped from one individual who had obtained text messages from a disgruntled wife, ex-wife, she spilled the beans to one of my sources out there. So it is what it is. I believe this is a widespread phenomenon, and these cards, based on what Beckett's telling me, would be altered. And some people are getting triggered over me doing videos, which is fine, right? But I tell people, if you're getting triggered, if you're getting emotional based on what I'm saying, and you're just writing multiple comments. I saw one person had 10 comments in one of my video. I would say, okay, maybe this channel is not for you. And this channel is not for confirmation bias. Okay? I'm not trying to suck up to anyone. I'm not trying to suck up to people in the industry. And if you want to be in your own echo chamber, this is probably not the channel for you. You could go to one of the other pumpers and listen to them. I'm just going to tell you what I deem to be the truth. Doesn't mean that I'm right, but I tell you what I think. And these days, speaking your mind offends people. And if you call out the industry, then the attacks come, which, it's fine. But people are less ticked off at the hanky-panky and the fraud, but they're more ticked off at channels like Sports Card Radio. They're pissed off at me and other channels as well. Ziggy, the list goes on. They're more ticked off at them rather than the fraud going on. They look at bits and pieces of what they say. It triggers them. It gives them an emotional response rather than the hanky-panky in the industry, right? Many influencers are careful what to say. I understand that, but the people that come after YouTube channels that call out the BS, they're the ones that are, you could say, getting a lot of heat for speaking the truth or what they deem to be the truth. But anyways, guys, I want to hear what you think. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.